Good morning and welcome to my YouTube channel for KIHT Collective. If you've not already, please could you subscribe, and it would be lovely if you would like this video. Thank you very much. So this morning I am interviewing the amazing Kat Horrocks. She's been a blogger for a little while, and the reason I wanted to interview her is because she is rebranding herself and relaunching, and I just wanted to discuss what she's doing and why she's doing it. And Kat, if you'd just like to intro yourself and just give all your social handles that I'll also link below.
Yeah, so you can find me pretty much anywhere by searching Kat Horrocks. It's just my name under most of my social media accounts, but on Twitter and Instagram it's Kat_Horrocks. Kat with a K, and my website is kathorrocks.com, and I also have a podcast launching which is called Put Yourself First, so you can find that on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, all the podcast places by searching Put Yourself First, and you'll find that there.
Amazing, thank you. Right, and I'll pop all of that below and links to all the social handles. Kat, you've been blogging for a little while now. Can you tell us about what you do and what you blog about?
Yeah, so I started as like a beauty blogger a few years ago, but I was just a bit bored of just talking about makeup. I'm passionate about a lot of things, but my main message is I want women to put themselves first and make time for themselves, because I think not enough women are selfish. A lot of women feel like guilty about taking time off, or even just taking half an hour to like go and have a bath and not think about their to-do list.
Yeah,
so many women who struggle with that. So I started more lifestyle and wellness content, I guess you could say. A lot of my content focuses around self-care, personal growth. I love talking about goal setting, motivation, but also balancing that with time off, self-care, mindset. I was talking about like meditation, all that kind of stuff.
So you've mentioned that you're relaunching yourself in January. Can you just tell us a little bit more about the podcast that you're going to be doing, and also like why that you're doing it?
Yeah, I've wanted to do it for a long time. I love podcasts, I love listening to them, and I've always done YouTube videos, but I felt like a podcast was a really good platform for me because I can talk.
Yeah.
And what I love about a podcast is it's like it feels like you're having an intimate conversation with someone, but you're not. You're like at the gym or in the car or like walking down the street, and you feel like you're part of this conversation, and I want to bring that to my audience, and it's just nice to be able to go into more depth on a topic for like 45 minutes rather than just a 10-minute video. Since sort of starting all this lifestyle content, I've not really had a brand. And my boyfriend's a graphic designer, and he's always like, babe, you don't have a logo, you don't have a brand, like what's your typeface, what's your colour, all these like graphic designer terms, and I'm just like, I don't know. But sat down a few months ago and thought, let's just come out with a bang. So launching the podcast with like a whole new look to the website.
Oh, brilliant.
And just making sure everything looks gorgeous, basically.
Why did you want to move away from, obviously I know you talked about like you were initially launched as like a makeup artist and lifestyle. Why did you want to move away from that into more looking at like, you know, talking about women being more selfish and looking after themselves more, and what's it sort of like inspired you or motivated you to do that?
I think, so initially I was just getting a bit sick of my life being consumed with just makeup and beauty, because I was going to work doing bride's makeup, but then I was also making content about it. And I've always been passionate about health and fitness and looking after myself and encouraging other women to look after themselves, and I've always been quite self-motivated and want to, you know, pursue like personal growth and stuff like that. So it's always been passions of mine, and it was just sort of here and there I'd mention it, but then basically it was half me being bored of talking about makeup all the time, and half my audience actually responding best to the content that was a bit deeper. And not that, you know, I still love makeup and beauty products, it's just not me, and there's that is a huge market, and on YouTube and everything, it's just stepping away from that was the best thing for me.
So in a sense, I suppose you're saying it like reflects your personality in you
Yeah.
much more, doing all these other, having all these other aspects rather than you not just makeup.
Yeah, and I think once I started talking about the things that I was really passionate about, I naturally sort of organically grew this message and like movement of what I want my content to be. So it sort of coincided that when I was true to myself, I actually stood out a lot more and sort of came up with my niche like within the YouTube and like online social media space.
Kat, you've talked about your podcast and what you're doing, and you don't want to give away who you're going to be interviewing because you've got some great surprises, but can you tell us why you've interviewed the people that you've interviewed?
Yeah, so I wanted to do interviews on the podcast because I can only talk about certain things. I'm not a personal trainer, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not like an expert in different things that these women are, and I wanted to bring those like expert voices and like also just fresh perspectives instead of just me talking about stuff all the time. It's always interesting, you know, that's why you interviews. It's just nice to hear someone else's story. So yeah, I have some amazing people coming on, women who I really follow and respect. Some of them like I know personally, some of them I've reached out to and been like, please come on my podcast. Luckily they've said yes. But yeah, so the podcast is called Put Yourself First, and the tagline of that and everything I do is empowering women to put themselves first and make time for their personal goals. So a lot of the topics we're going to be covering are like self-care and wellness based. So a lot of, you know, health and fitness and self-care and taking time off, work-life balance. But then I also want to touch on the more like productivity side, so there'll be a lot of chat about goal setting, leaving your comfort zone, like really going for it and not letting the fear and the doubt and all that other stuff get to you.
Yeah, oh that's amazing.
Because I think a lot of people struggle with that. Because I always talk about leaving your comfort zone and it feels horrible, but you know you have to do it in order to grow, and you know that at the end, like the end goal of achieving that thing or starting that podcast or whatever it is, feels better and it's worth it.
Yeah.
But it's just that initial like, oh, you're scared to fail or I'm also scared to succeed. Because like the pressure that comes with like, doing something
I suppose in keeping it going.
Something with the podcast has been like, you know, can I keep up this like pace of these really amazing guests I've got coming on? Like, can I keep, once you've set a certain standard, for example, like can you keep it up? So it's a lot of fear, but
brilliant.
We'll be tackling it head on.
Great. What leads me perfectly on to my next question is obviously you've interviewed some, I suppose, experts within, not giving too much away, but you've interviewed some experts within the industry in separate things, so like you were saying, like alluded to a personal trainer and things like that. Is there anything, because these are all successful women, is there anything that you've seen, having interviewed them all, that runs through them, like a theme or a trend or a trait that's made them successful?
That's a good question. I think one thing I would say is a lot of these women have had something they're passionate about, because I think it always starts with passion, like a purpose behind what you're doing, but then I also think they've just gone for it and they've not listened to those doubts or that fear, or it might be like pressure from their parents or their partner or someone else who might not understand what they're doing, and they've just sort of defied it all and just gone for it anyway and just had a go and just got stuck in. I think that is a lot, it says a lot about someone if they can just get their hands dirty and have a go and not let that fear of failure stop them. Yeah, definitely. And it's obviously paid off for them.
Kat, you've talked a lot about obviously why you're doing what you're doing and being selfish, learning to be selfish as a woman, motivation, goal setting, and trying to be like the best person that you can be and have an understanding of the self, which I think is incredible. Personally, how do you like how do you do it for you? Like what works for you individually?
So yeah, it's been a journey for me. I guess I've noticed like firsthand how it benefits every area of your life if you are selfish. So it sounds counterintuitive, but when you're selfish enough to just have a full day to do anything you want to do, look after yourself, whether that's going for a walk, having a bath, sitting on the couch watching Netflix, that makes you better at your job. It makes you a kind of like person to be around with your family, your loved ones. It really does positively affect every area of your life. So yeah, what was the question again?
So you answered the question, I suppose, about being selfish, which was good.
Yeah.
And then I suppose another thing is you've talked about like being motivated and not having the fear.
Yeah.
That, you know, that little voice in the back of your head, like how do you overcome that personally? Like how do you stay motivated? How do you stop that like nagging doubt in the back of your head and actually, you know, because you are going out there and smashing it and doing it.
Thank you. Yeah, I think it's just ignoring it and just doing it. It sounds really hard, but it's true. It's just pushing that to the side and thinking, okay, like this is scary because I care about it, and it's important to me, and it's something completely new that I've never done before, and I might fail and I might mess it up, but it's just like letting that be there still and just doing it anyway. There's a great book actually called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. It's quite a classic like self-help book. I'd recommend it, and that's exactly what I do. Just go for it, basically. And there are some days where you don't go for it and you beat yourself up about it, or you let the fear get in the way, but it's just like picking yourself back up again and starting again.
So do you like pep talk yourself? Like say you just said like some days you'll have a rubbish day and you won't do what you want to do. How do you personally get past that? Will you literally speak to yourself?
I think I have done that quite a lot, especially when I first started, because I have no confidence, no experience. I was just a ball of like stress and anxiety and a mess. I would like be driving to a job, for example, and be talking to myself in the car like, come on Kat, you could do this. which is just really weird, but it works.
No, whatever works. Like I do it when I'm having a bad day.
I think now I spend a lot of time like self-reflecting, so I guess I have that conversation with myself but in my head, kind of. Meditation really helps because it's that time to check in with your own thoughts and let them be there, rather than, I think a lot of people push anything negative away, but it's actually acknowledging it and talking yourself through it.
Right.
And that's really good. My boyfriend gets his ear chewed off a lot. Whenever I've got anything on my mind, I'm like, I'm really scared about this and I'm nervous about this, and what if this person says no? And I'm just, so I think that self-awareness and talking to yourself in whatever way that works for you. Meditation works for me, but also having someone you can really trust and has really got your back if you need to, you know, get it out.
I think it's really nice as well, just as an observer. I think you see so many things on, you know, if you read anything about any people that have done amazing things, not just women necessarily, I sometimes feel like the journey or the story seems so like cut and dry, like they did this, they did that, and then they were a success and now they live the most amazing life, and I just think like it's not like that. I think there's so many more ups and downs and bumps along the road, and like admitting that you do have fear and self-doubt, because everybody does, but it's just then having that other side where, like you've just said, you'll sit and you'll work through it and acknowledge it, and then be like, right, okay, I understand what it is, I'll push it to the side and I'll still carry on. I think so many, looking in, when I've looked into it, I think, oh my god, these people must be perfect and just so focused and nothing's got in the way, and I think it's really nice that you're actually talking about.
Oh, thank you.
That's just from me.
I'm really guilty of it too. Like I'll get obsessed with someone, be really inspired by their story and read into everything they've ever done, and I am so guilty of thinking like, oh, they must have been born like just really confident, or they must have family in that industry, so they've had a leg up. And it is social media, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because people are going to portray like the best versions of themselves.
Yeah.
And I'm probably guilty of it, but I try my best to talk about the hard stuff as well.
Yeah.
And like you say, it appears that someone is an overnight success, but they don't talk about the times when they're giving themselves a pep talk in the car because they're having like an anxiety attack on the way to a job.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that happens to everyone, I think.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. So you're launching yourself in 2018 with your rebrand and your podcast. What are your goals that you've set yourself for the next year?
So I have, obviously the podcast is a huge focus because it's like a baby and it needs a lot of work. I have a dream guest list for the podcast. So
brilliant.
Again, like women that I've followed for years that I really respect and admire what they do, and I feel like they really care about the message that I'm talking about. So I hope to get a few women from that dream guest list on the podcast, so that would be amazing. I'm also personally hoping to buy my first home with my partner in 2018. At least by the end of it, be sort of, you know, getting the ball rolling with that. Because obviously you can't predict those kind of things. It could take like years, depend on where we go. So that's a big personal goal. And another thing that's kind of personal, kind of work related, because a lot of our work is on social media. I want to consume social media more consciously in 2018 because I am a scroller. I'm such a bad scroller.
I'm getting into a really bad habit.
Just mindless.
Scroll,
scroll, and it's first thing when you wake up in the morning, and it's so bad. And there are so many benefits to even just the first hour of your day not looking at your phone.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. No,
But it's so hard.
It's so hard, isn't it?
And it feels like, oh, it's productive because I'm replying to tweets or like interacting with people.
Yeah.
You don't like. I just scroll mindlessly too much, and I want to enjoy social media mindfully.
Yes.
And be like, social media is great and it has so many benefits, but when I'm on it, and then it's put away, and I go and live my life and like see the real world outside. So that's sort of a half personal, half work goal.
Brilliant. Talked about women that you're going to be interviewing that inspire. Like who inspires you to do what you do?
So many people.
It is a hard question, isn't it?
I think one woman who I love and respect so much is Mel Wells. She is all about like women not dieting anymore and just like embracing their body. And obviously I don't talk about like the nitty-gritty of like health and diet and stuff like that, but she really inspires me because of the way she cares about her like clients and her audience. And she has like that powerful message behind what she does. And it's empowering women. So even though we do different things, she really inspires me, and she's so lovely, like she really cares. So I love her and I love following her. She always makes me smile. Another sort of body positive person I love following online is Grace Victory. So she's a YouTuber and she's just a goddess. I love her so much. She's incredible. I feel like we need more people like her online. Just less of the BS.
Oh my god,
just realness. Can I say Holly?
Oh my god, yeah,
like,
she's
I
think she's a proper she's a proper mum boss, isn't she? I love her.
So I have to say Holly, one of my really amazing friends, and also founder of We Blog North and the Northern Blog Awards. We've obviously like met over the past year or two, and we're really close now. We work really closely together. We have more coming in the new year, which is very exciting. shameless plug.
No.
She is amazing, and what she does and how she juggles it in a way that works for her. Like, she makes time, valuable time to spend with her daughter. She's got another baby on the way, but she also is like, you know what, my goals matter, and just because I'm a mum, like, I'm not just a mum, I have this big business and network that I want to build. So she dedicates time to it, and I think that's amazing.
Yeah, she is. Like, when I first met her, you know, when you're a bit like fangirling.
Yeah.
Because I do think, like, she is a real, like, I don't know what the word is, but just somebody to look up to, how she's got that balance and just how she's doing such an incredible job. And I think even when, you know, when she does all the events, there's just, to me as well, there's no ego there. There's no like, I've done this event and look how good I am. She literally takes the time to speak to everybody. She's just, I love her.
She cares so much about what she does, and she's so passionate about northern bloggers and like the northern blogging talent and the scene, and she's so great at events. Like, she's the best. She's the hostess with the mostess.
Yeah, she is.
She defines that saying. She's great, and I'm very lucky to call her like one of my best bloggy friends, my work wife.
Work wife, brilliant. Yeah, she is amazing. Another arm alongside everything that you do, which is pretty amazing, is you're also a life coach. And I just wanted to touch on that a little bit, because I just, you know, talk to us about it. What, you know, why do you do it?
I started that in 2017, sort of at the beginning of, sort of midway through the year, and it's done really well so far. I obviously don't have as much time to dedicate to it because I'm so busy with everything, but I wanted a way for women to get that one-on-one support if they wanted more. So if women enjoy my content and they find it helpful, I wanted a way for them to get really tailored, like specific, sort of a specific step-by-step plan for them and their goals, or their like self-care, and to have that accountability, but to also have that cheerleader and like that empowerment and that support. So the coaching was just something that fitted really well, and I've always loved listening to people and being there for people, so it fits really well with me. I've had great feedback from it so far, and I hope to build that up more and dedicate as much time to it as I can.
I just want to say, Kat, thank you so much for doing this interview, and I'm really excited to listen to all your podcasts when they come out.
I'm sure Danielle will be on at some point.
Oh my gosh. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Please, if you like, also if you have any questions, please put them below, and myself or Kat will come back to you. And yes, thank you very much. Bye.